The Obama administration, which refuses to defend the Defense of Marriage Act, is now using that to split a gay couple apart. After 7 years of marriage, Bradford Wells and Anthony John Makk may be forced to separate as soon as August the 25th. Our #1 story on the countdown: Wells, an American citizen, has AIDS. Makk, an Australian, is Wells' husband and primary caregiver. Both live in San Francisco. And while Makk has crossed the U.S. border for years on legal visas, the U.S. government recently told him he is no longer eligible to do that because the Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, denies all federal benefits, including immigration benefits, to same-sex couples. Makk was also told he is not allowed to stay as Wells' spouse. His application for permanent residency denied because of DOMA. By the way, the couple was married in Massachusetts. The couple has sought the help of House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, their representative in Congress, and Immigration Equality, a gay rights group, says it will take this particular case to the White House. Steve Rawls, a spokesman for the group, said, quote, "I would think the White House would get political points. Do you want a dying American to be here with his caregiver or not?" Joining us tonight from San Francisco are Bradford Wells and Anthony John Makk. And gentlemen, thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll start with you, Bradford. You've had HIV, you said, since the early 1980s. Doctors first sent you for psychiatric treatment before medical science knew much about HIV and AIDS. How are you feeling, and what's your prognosis?
Well, my prognosis is the same as everybody else's. You know, nobody lives forever. But I have a reason to live, and he keeps me here.
And John Makk, you seem to be between a rock and a hard place. If you're ordered deported, would you comply and leave your sick husband behind, or would you take him with you to Australia, or would you try to remain here in defiance of the deportation order?
Currently, we don't look at staying here illegally. That's something we've strived over all these years. For 19 years we've been together. We've always kept a legal status, and it's been very important to do so. We felt that at some point a chance for immigration would come to us, and we didn't want to ruin it with illegal standing here in the country. We still think that someone will step up and speak up for our cause and support us. One of our senators, and like you said, Nancy Pelosi, and her office is working actively for us. Yeah. So this is somewhere we don't want to do. I don't want to stay here illegally, and we have talked at many different options.
What have you heard from, or have you heard anything from anybody in the White House or higher up in the administration? I know you've been starting to get a lot of attention, as you should, for this case. Is that having any impact, and what are people in the government telling you about this?
The government is not really coming across and telling us too much at this stage. Nancy Pelosi's office is working with us. Immigration Equality is working very hard, tirelessly on our behalf. It's a difficult situation, but we have nothing back from the White House or from higher up in the government.
Brad, all couples, gay or straight, deal with tensions in their marriage. I can't even imagine what sort of pressure this situation puts on the two of you. How are you handling it?
One day at a time. The first thing I say to him when I get up in the morning is, "I love you." The last thing I say before I go to bed is, "I love you." And I try to tell him I love him many times during the day. I try to do what I can to appreciate and cherish him.
We find that the harder that we've had to fight for our relationship, the stronger it's gotten.
We've had to fight for our relationship the whole 19 years.
19 years we've been dealing with the same issue, but we've currently come up where we have no more options. Yeah. The visas that I've been coming under, they're not available to me currently. I've used up all those options, and this is basically the last one we have.
How confident are you that Nancy Pelosi will be able to solve this, and that you'll get either an exemption or somebody to step in and say, okay, this is crazy?
I am more confident than Brad, but I am the more optimistic one, and I do think that people will see that it's not right, it's discriminatory. And it's totally unfair that we have to uproot our entire lives and everything we've worked for over the 19 years just because we're a same-sex couple.
Yeah.
And Brad, as somebody who was, I assume, born in this country and lifelong American, I mean, it must be so perplexing to you, and it must go against everything you were taught growing up about this country.
I love my country. I love being an American. I don't want to be pushed out because I'm married. I don't want this to be a decision between my country and my family. I want both. I want to be with my family in my country.